Coming up in a minute, we got Mike Longley from Touch AM talking about his life, his work, and his recent book. Everybody that's interviewed on radio programmes, they usually got a book or a picture or something. Here's the Bellamy brothers and their sister.
You got a picture?
Have we got a picture?
You speak into the mic a second.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Bellamy brothers, and if I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? Well, I'm going to resist the normal temptation to make some rude comment about that, because I'm not like that, really, am I? Well, Mike, if a certain blonde lady came by, would you say that?
I think I might be tempted.
A very good morning, Michael.
That's only because I sat in the restaurant. Is it the restaurant here?
Staff canteen.
Staff canteen, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Sat there. If you're listening, my darling, good morning to you. Long blonde hair all the way down to her kneecaps. Looks absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
I used to go out with a girl years ago that had long blonde hair all the way down her back. She had nothing on her head. It was all on her back. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. I'm glad to see you're awake now.
I am now, yes.
Yes, it's a good piece of toast, was it?
Absolutely marvellous. Thanks to the girls in the canteen. Brilliant.
It's marvellous, this way he switches into northern accent.
I know.
Yeah.
I get in trouble for it though, because from Peter Mervyn, who's my programme controller, he says, you've taken the mickey out of me because he's from that area.
Yeah, he's from Yorkshire.
That's right. And
Yeah.
I said, well, not really, I just say any accent that comes into my head, you see.
Yeah, well,
And he thinks I'm winding him up, but...
yeah, and some people say it doesn't take much to wind Peter.
Not really, no.
I remember
I'm saying
first-
nothing, you've got to
yeah.
be listening.
I remember the first time I met Peter, it was just after a certain radio station that went bust started in Newport. Yeah, GB Radio. Well, he said everybody got fed up. Everybody would go up to him and say, gosh, you're younger than you sound. You know, because he sounds such an old man, but he's not that old really, is he?
Peter's 2 years younger than I am, actually.
Oh,
believe it or not.
Okay, well,
it's true.
So that's your golden commode sat outside.
That's my commode, my Zimmer's in the car park.
Oh, that's good, I'm glad about that.
3 wheels and a wagon on it, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, it's nice to see you, Mike.
That's great, thanks for inviting me over, it's fabulous.
We've got to know each other quite well on the phone. Cause
I guess we have over a few months now.
yeah, because we're the only two people up on a Sunday morning, aren't we?
We are.
You know,
We are.
6:30 in the morning.
I mean, I'm up at 4,
Oh, well,
and I wake up at about 8:30.
yeah.
It's true, it's true. I seem to do, from the time I go on air at 6 until about 8:30, it seems to be on autopilot, because if you haven't got a clue what I'm doing, you just do it. But
Yeah.
by about 8:30, my brain's awake and I'm buzzing and okay then. But wrong time of the day for me. I know when I did the breakfast show when we first opened for about 5 weeks, after Brian left, it was absolutely murder.
I can
Get
imagine
up
that.
all the time.
Yeah, mind,
Yeah.
I must admit, the early morning is my favourite part of the day.
It's great if you can do it.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do it, and I think Mike George, who does our breakfast show, is absolutely fabulous. He's marvellous at doing it. I think he does it great.
I must admit, to hear him at 9:30, he's got the same life in him then as he has at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, it's probably because he's done it for so many years, but
Yeah.
he's just, I don't know, he just moved, it's time of day, I think.
Yeah, he's up with the men, as he says. Anyway, a lot of radio stations, they tend to bring people from away. Well, your accent, it isn't a Yorkshire accent, and it's not a South Walian accent. Where were you brought up, Mike?
Well, it's difficult because I've moved around so much, really. But I
Don't
mean,
pay the bills, is
actually, that's it. It's the poll tax. It keeps me on the run. I was born in Bath, which is not too far away in Somerset, as it used to be. Back in 1951 when I was born, it was called Bath in Somerset, but it's changed slightly now. I think, is it Avon now or
Avon,
something?
I think
It's
so,
Avon now.
yeah.
But I was born there, then lived in a place called Chippenham and Corsham for a while. But then moved to London, and I lived in probably everywhere in London. And where else? Goodness gracious, Newcastle upon Tyne, like you know, Dennis.
Here we are, lad.
Dennis up there.
There's a
you know.
Canny-Gansey.
Aye, up there, like, you know, the Geordies. So you have to talk like that, because if you go up, you know, moving from London, and you're going out talking like this, they cave your head in because you're a Cockney. So you quickly have to adapt to their accent to save your skin. And of course, when you go back to London, which I did, you can't go back to London, you know, talking like a Geordie, like, you know. So you've got to immediately go back to, you know, being out Cockney sort of white boy sort of stuff, see, and you can get away with it then.
Yeah.
But then I moved to Gloucester and lost all that.
Yeah, well, that's how we now speak with the BBC accent, is it?
I don't. Is it the BBC? What's it called?
I don't know.
CBC?
Whatever it is, anyhow.
yes.
Yeah. Anyway, you speak with you can't define your accent because yesterday morning talking to you. Was it yesterday morning or Sunday morning?
Track now.
What day of the week is it? Tuesday.
Tuesday today.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking
Easter,
to you then,
Easter Tuesday now.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm glad you told me that.
Easter Tuesday.
Yeah, it's been a long weekend. I suddenly thought, hang on, is he from Lancashire? But, you know,
That's right.
it explains why your accent sounds so odd.
Mother was Yorkshire.
Was she?
My mum was Yorkshire.
Yeah.
My dad was a Londoner, so...
You don't know where you're from, really?
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'm going.
Yeah, well, up and down the M4 and M5, it sounds
It sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm talking to a lot of people who interest in music, their livelihood is music. I was brought up in the 60s because I was born 10 years after you, Mike, and I can remember being brought up with the Little Red Radio. Everybody seemed to listen to the Little Red Radio in the 60s. Have you got a memory like that you can sort of link in, say,
Yeah.
that's why I'm now doing what I am?
Wonderful memories, really, of listening to Radio Luxembourg under the bedclothes in about 56, 55, 56, listening to rock and roll stuff, you know, Elvis and the Everly Brothers, Connie Francis, all these sort of people used to come out of Radio Luxembourg speakers. This tiny little radio used to get under the bed and keep moving round because the signal would go. After, you'd get halfway through a record and it'd be gone.
There's one story apparently about Radio Luxembourg that all the new presenters, they tell them that it was because the microphones kept moving that the sound went. Did they do that in the early 50s? Middle 50s, sorry. Sorry, I just made you 10 years older, Mike. You know.
Say it again. I missed your question. Sorry, I was.
They used to say that they used to tell new presenters on Radio Luxembourg that the signal went because people would start moving the microphone from the presenters, and they believed it. You know.
Oh right, no, we didn't get it. I mean, no one actually, as a kid, you didn't wonder why. You just thought that was why radio was like that. I mean, the big valve set that we used to have in the living room downstairs, I mean, it used to take 20 minutes to warm up, and that never wandered. That stayed exactly wherever you set it in those days, either the light program or something else. And it stayed, it never wandered at all. So, I mean, I never thought about why Luxembourg would do this thing. I never gave it a thought, really. We used to have a Horace Batchelor on there a lot. Of Keynsham in Bristol.
Oh, yeah. So selling the soups, was he?
No, what Horace Batchelor used to do is apparently he had this winning formula to win yourself money on the pools. This was what it was all about. And if you wrote to Horace Batchelor, care of this P.O. Box number, Keynsham, Bristol, he would send you this secret recipe for winning the pools. And of course, I mean, millions of people from all over Europe, I mean, because it was all around Europe, was Radio Luxembourg, would send to Horace for all this stuff. I don't know if anybody ever actually won because of what they actually sent to, you know, the bit they got from Horace.
I wonder if he's still with us.
I know, I imagine he's up in the great radio station in the sky now, I imagine.
Yeah, and offering people up there. I can tell you who's going to come up next.
That's right, yeah.
Sure formula.
Tell you which star's going to be up next.
Yeah. Anyway, that seems to be, you know, moving around. Which of those towns did you really enjoy living in?
Oh, goodness.
I suppose Newcastle, because you could get Radio Luxembourg better.
That's right, Luxembourg. I mean, we had, I think, the radio station that was up there, that was a pirate one. I can't
Radio
think.
Caroline North?
It might have been, yes. I can't think for the life of me. It probably was. It probably would have been that. But I don't really know, really. I mean, I sort of think back, and different times in my life fit in differently with music anyway.
Yeah.
Wherever the music is. But to actually sort of look back and say, oh, I like that place better, I don't really know. I wish I still sort of lived in London in a way, because because I love West End shows.
Yeah.
And it would have been able for me to have gone along and seen more of those. But, you know, not to be. That's the way it is. I'm sure Andrew Lloyd Webber can wait till I can go again.
That's it, yeah. I'm sure he's still making a crust or two on
Yes.
each evening. Anyway, we'll talk a bit
You
about...
never get through the eye of the needle, he won't.
Yeah, that's it. We'll talk a bit about that later on. Take a break for some music, and we'll talk about how you actually got into radio, because, you know,
Yeah.
how people suddenly become, you know, voices on a stick, I'd never know.
I want to know about your tour of the country and work.
Sorry?
I want to know about your tour of the country and work.
To the country.
That's what it says down here. I've got this note that says
Ask Andrew about his tour of the country and work. I don't know, I'll find out in a minute.
All right, then we'll have some music.
Well, you said you did hospital radio in a few different places, haven't you?
No, I put it this way.
Suddenly turned me
into interview it then.